Welcome to the Ben Daniel podcast where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today on Raw. They don't even deserve that anymore. They don't even deserve me making fun of them anymore. That's how little interest I have left in Unrivaled. Folks, let me know if I'm wrong. I walked into Unrivaled very optimistic. I was very open-minded. I let myself suspend my imagination to give Unrivaled a chance. Yeah, I knew they're not going to be able to make layups. I knew they're not going to be able to make shots. But hey, it's a new style of ball. It's a condensed court. This could be interesting, right? I heard Sweet Baby Ray Burrell, her name's Sweet Baby Ray, I didn't give it to her. Ray Burrell explained how it's fast-paced, up-tempo, a lot of threes, a lot of up and down, movement. I was all for it. Then I watched the first game. Then I watched the second game. And then I watched Saturday night. And then I watched the following month. And then every time it just came on, it just felt like more and more of a chore to watch. It's like I'm forcing myself to watch it. At the end of the day, you can only force yourself to watch something for so long, right? When AEW first, I enjoyed Dynamite. I watched Dynamite for the first 2 years probably, right? And then it just felt like it was a chore to watch. Some of the better characters, they leave, they go to WWE, so on and so forth. The storyline isn't compelling. The storyline is non-existent. You can only force yourself to watch something for so long. And when it comes to Unrivaled, it seems like people have chosen to stop forcing themselves to watch Unrivaled. 1v1 ratings came out. There were 377,000 viewers, right? Wow, 377,000 viewers, peaked with 398,000. How is Unrivaled going to carry that momentum when the regular season returns? How is Unrivaled going to capitalize on that audience? Is that audience going to be, wow, I want to see her play again? Oh, wow, I want to see that person play again? Or are they just going to go back to whatever they were watching on Friday nights, Saturday nights, and Monday nights instead? And shockingly enough, they went back to what they were watching on Friday nights, Saturday nights, and Monday nights instead. Unrivaled this past Tuesday, 210,000. Laces versus the Phantom. Kayla McBride had herself a day. Vinyl rose 170,000. Angel Reese, 170,000. Her games continuously get the lowest viewed rating.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
How funny is this clip will go down in infamy. It will go down in history, right? Until she starts drawing the big numbers, this will always be the clip that gets used as in, oh, you really thought you were something. You really thought you were pulling numbers. You really thought you draw attention. Off the court, you might, when it comes to social media engagements and followers and things along those lines, you might. But when it comes to people investing their time to sit down and watch you, they're not watching for you two. It's the unfortunate truth, but they are just not watching.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too.
Yeah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. It is because of one person. That's just the truth. It is because of one person. Pre-All-Star game ratings, Unrivaled was averaging 179,000. They're right back to 179,000, right? Well, the full 1v1 tournament averaged 179,000. Pre-All-Star, it averaged 190,000. Excuse me. I misread the numbers and I was still 10,000 off. Either way we slice it, garbage. There's nothing going on. It's Friday night. I'm not. I can't. I can't force myself to do that chore anymore. Maybe when the playoffs start again, I'll sit down and I'll give it another chance, but it's just not good. It's just not very good. And then, of course, the players that you root for when it comes time for the regular season, you just start poking holes in their game. Well, it doesn't really look like you improved. It doesn't really look like you got any better. It's like it's done more harm than good for a majority of the players that have participated. And I don't want to hear, oh, it's a secondary league. Of course they're not trying. Well, that argument might have credence if how bad they look at Unrivaled, they don't always look that bad in the WNBA during the regular season. The amount of misses that we see on Unrivaled, we don't always see those amount of misses in the regular. The lack of IQ that we see on Unrivaled, we don't always see that lack of. The mental lapses that we see on Unrivaled, we don't always see those mental. If we didn't see the same thing just in a 3v3 version in Unrivaled that we see in a 5v5 version during the WNBA regular season, maybe that argument would have credence. But it's the same game with the same problems, with the same mistakes. And Unrivaled doesn't even have the best players in there. It's got like 4 good players in there. 4 good players, 5 players who you've been fooled to believe were good, and the rest of bums. Unrivaled needs top talent. It needs Caitlin Clark in there. It needs Aisha Wilson in there. It needs Kelsey Mitchell in there. It needs Kennedy Carter in there. It needs players that are really going to get in there and hoop. Kelsey Plum was in there, by the way. Unrivaled still hasn't revealed to the public that she's not taking. Why hasn't Nafisa Collier takes her 1v1 check that she wins and she donates half of that? She wins $200,000 in a 1v1 tournament and she donates half of that to the staff. Well, why don't we just pay the staff more? Shout out to Come On Now, the podcast. This league is a mess. They go out and they pick up another relief player this afternoon. Ariel Atkins, another relief player. They're making things up as they go along, and I feel like people who are watching kind of notice that. It's like, wait, where did you pop up from? You weren't on the Laces game 1. You're not on the Laces game 2, but now here you are game 3. Unrivaled's a mess. Unrivaled is an absolute mess. And 170,000 doesn't really make Angel Reese seem like a draw. Again, without Caitlin Clark, this lets us see who's actually a draw. Who do people want to see? Who do people care to watch? If Nafisa Collier's games are consistently outdrawing Angel Reese's game, that should tell you something, WNBA and Caitlin Clark's dumb lawyer, Aaron Kane. If Nafisa Collier's games are consistently the better drawing games of the bunch, that should tell you something. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate all of the support. Are you guys even still watching Unrivaled? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. We'll see you next time. And as always, take it easy.